Tory Lanez, a name that has become almost synonymous with both chart-topping music and controversial headlines, has been at the center of a story that has captivated fans, critics, and media outlets alike. Known for his musical versatility, high-profile collaborations, and charismatic stage presence, Lanez's career trajectory was dramatically altered by a legal case that dominated entertainment news and social media discussions for years. The rapper, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, first gained widespread attention in the late 2000s and early 2010s through mixtapes and viral songs. He earned acclaim for his ability to blend rap with R&B melodies, attracting collaborations with major artists across genres. But while Lanez's musical achievements were notable, it was an incident in 2020 that would place him under a much more intense public and legal spotlight. This incident involved Megan Thee Stallion, a prominent rapper known for her empowering lyrics and commanding presence in hip-hop. The event in question allegedly occurred after a party, when a physical altercation resulted in Megan Thee Stallion being shot in the foot. The public reaction was immediate and intense, with social media platforms lighting up with debates, commentary, and speculation. For many, the case became a discussion not only about the individuals involved, but also about broader societal issues, including accountability, the influence of celebrity culture, and how the legal system addresses crimes involving high-profile figures. From the very beginning, the story was treated not just as a criminal case, but as a cultural event. Fans, journalists, and commentators dissected every piece of information, from videos and photos taken on the night of the incident, to interviews and public statements from both artists. Social media, particularly Twitter and Instagram, became a primary forum for the discussion, with every rumor, report, and legal filing being scrutinized. It was clear that this case would not be contained to courtrooms. It had become a public spectacle, one that mixed elements of celebrity, justice, and personal conflict in a way that few cases had before. As the case developed, Lanez's legal team consistently maintained that he would fight the charges and seek to defend his innocence through the court system. The prosecution, on the other hand, presented evidence they argued clearly showed Lanez's culpability in the shooting. Legal analysts noted that the trial would be complex, given the combination of celebrity witnesses, social media evidence, and forensic details. Yet, despite the complexity, the public was watching closely, eager to see how justice would unfold. This attention was further amplified, because both artists are influential voices in the music industry. Megan Thee Stallion's rise as a strong, independent figure contrasted with Lanez's reputation as a talented, but controversial artist, creating a narrative that extended beyond the legal aspects into cultural and social conversations. As the case moved toward trial, it became clear that the outcome would have lasting effects on careers, public perceptions, and even discussions about accountability in celebrity culture. The night that would change everything for Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion began in 2020, after the two had attended a gathering in Los Angeles. Details about the exact sequence of events were murky at first, leading to widespread speculation in both traditional media and on social platforms. What is known is that an altercation occurred, resulting in Megan Thee Stallion being shot in the foot, a wound serious enough to require hospitalization. From the beginning, public attention was intense. Video clips and social media posts quickly circulated, with some showing Lanez leaving the scene, and Megan Thee Stallion being assisted by friends. The incident raised immediate questions about the circumstances, what led to the shooting, who was responsible, and what role did alcohol, misunderstandings, or conflict between the parties play. For many fans, these questions sparked intense debates online, while journalists sought confirmation through official police reports and eyewitness accounts. Law enforcement quickly investigated the incident, collecting evidence from the scene, interviewing witnesses, and reviewing digital communications between the involved parties. The investigation culminated in charges being filed against Tory Lanez, including assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle. These charges carried severe legal consequences, reflecting the seriousness of the alleged actions and the potential harm caused. Lanez's arrest marked the beginning of a legal journey that would be scrutinized by both the public and legal experts. His defense team immediately began preparing for a legal battle, emphasizing that Lanez had not intended harm and highlighting discrepancies in witness accounts and evidence interpretation. Meanwhile, the prosecution focused on the physical evidence and the accounts provided by Megan Thee Stallion and other witnesses, arguing that the shooting was deliberate and required accountability under the law. As the case moved to trial, the courtroom became a focal point for public interest. Given the high profile of both individuals, the trial attracted extensive media coverage. Journalists attended hearings, legal analysts provided commentary, and social media users shared updates in real time. The trial itself included detailed testimonies from witnesses, medical experts, and law enforcement officers. Forensic evidence was presented to demonstrate the trajectory and nature of the shooting, while both sides examined and cross-examined witnesses to strengthen their respective narratives. The jury had to consider not just the intent behind the act, but also the circumstances surrounding the shooting. Lanez's defense argued that there were inconsistencies in the prosecution's case, and that some evidence had been misinterpreted or taken out of context. They suggested that the shooting may have been accidental or provoked, and urged the jury to consider these possibilities carefully. The prosecution, however, painted a different picture. They highlighted the sequence of events leading up to the shooting, the actions of Lanez immediately afterward, and the injuries sustained by Megan Thee Stallion. They argued that the evidence clearly demonstrated culpability, and that a serious sentence was warranted to reflect the gravity of the crime. Throughout the trial, the tension in the courtroom was palpable, as jurors deliberated over testimony, physical evidence, and conflicting accounts. After weeks of careful deliberation, the jury reached a verdict. In December 2022, Tory Lanez was found guilty on multiple counts related to the shooting. The conviction marked a turning point, not just legally, but culturally, as it brought one of the most publicized celebrity cases in recent memory to a formal conclusion in the courtroom. Lanez's conviction was followed by sentencing, where the judge imposed a 10-year prison term. The sentence reflected the severity of the offense, and sent a clear message about the legal consequences of violent actions, regardless of a person's status or fame. The outcome also sparked immediate reactions from fans, celebrities, and commentators. Many applauded the verdict as a measure of justice for Megan Thee Stallion, while others debated the fairness of the trial, the role of media scrutiny, and the impact of celebrity in the legal process. Even after the sentencing, discussions about the case did not subside. Social media continued to host debates, podcasts analyzed the trial's nuances, and news outlets published in-depth coverage about the legal proceedings. For Tory Lanez, the conviction and sentence represented a major turning point. The public and legal spotlight was now firmly fixed on the appeals process, where his defense team vowed to continue challenging the ruling. This stage set the foundation for the next chapter of the story, the appeals process, in which Lanez's legal team sought to overturn the conviction or reduce the 10-year sentence. The appeals would be closely scrutinized, and the public watched intently to see whether the high-profile rapper could alter the outcome of a case that had already shaped both his personal life and public persona.